part of this game I found, or first.
Whoa. Color.
Hello. How do you do? It's time for some late night Puzzle Depot, some pushing blocks with James. So yeah, I just thought I would play some of this tonight. I was gonna try to play some of it earlier in between two other blocks of time I had, but just didn't line up. Here, just a second, so I can grab my coffee real quick. So I was looking a little bit into sort of where development with this game was going recently, and where Otto was at with it, and it was actually kind of interesting. So the Kickstarter, I need to look a little bit more into this and get a little bit more information on this, but the let me just bring this up real quick. Let me go into my OBS and maybe switch over to my full screen. There we go. Full screen with head. There we go. Make sure I'm not playing any weird audio. So we just have the game audio going in the background, but that's fine. If I look up the Kickstarter, so the Kickstarter for this game I think was done in like 2015, I want to say. I think he had originally sort of started doing the prototype for this game and some other little things, and sort of just barely gotten it going in 2014. And then he started this Kickstarter. Now the Kickstarter was only for, go to the campaign here. Yeah, the Kickstarter was only for $5,000. Now I guess I could probably read this and see what that was actually for. Here you can see some of the early prototypes that he was doing, including this version here, the ASCII version, which was the original incarnation of this game. So they wanted to port to iOS and Android. So that, yeah, if you're familiar with Kickstarters, I mean, geez, I don't even know how many people are even doing Kickstarters anymore these days. I feel like there was like sort of a bit of a gold rush with them, in terms of like, you know, people having success with them in the very, very early days, without even having like an established audience or anything like that. And then I honestly haven't looked into it for a long time, what the viability of them is anymore, or if people are still even doing them. I'm sure people still are, probably. I don't know. Probably should have looked into it before this video. Maybe I'll do that before the next time I do one of these. But yeah, I mean, God knows what he wanted $5,000 for. I don't even know what you would do with that. He doesn't really outline what it is for specifically. I'm not really seeing any breakdown of what the money was actually desired for. There's just sort of a block breakdown of risks and challenges and stuff. Yeah, I mean, they were both working real jobs, and this Kickstarter was not to replace the income income of those real jobs. So yeah, I don't really know what the deal with it was, because I mean $5,000 is a very small amount. I don't really know what you're gonna do with that. But anyway, we're now in 2020, and suffice to say, the game has never actually been properly released. You can still only play the demo, which is what I'm playing in these videos. But you can see there's a number. Well, these are the more recent ones. So yeah, there was basically like a lot of updates up until basically 2017, and then there was sort of a lull with just like little like yearly updates until 2020, where now there's actually been quite a few of them. The last one was in May, so I feel like the pandemic has kind of maybe created a bit of a problem for Auto, but it still does seem like they're still working on it, which is great, because I mean it's a fantastic game. If it ever actually gets finished, I would be very excited to play the finished thing, because I think the demo, well, I don't know, I mean the demo sort of changed over time. There's been sort of like multiple implementations of the demo and that kind of thing, so I mean we'll just discover the totality of the demo by playing it, really, in these streams. But yeah, I don't know. We'll just we'll get back to the game though. But I just sort of wanted to create a little bit more of a picture of what was actually going on with Puzzle Depot. So hopefully I remember this time to pick the right menu option and not delete my save game. I have to make that as a point of, as a critique, I'd like to level at Auto, that maybe the first item in the menu should not be the one that forgets about all of your progress in a level. Like, resume should probably be the first one, and then there should probably be like enter level down here, and then there should be like, you know, like a confirmation dialogue. Would probably be a good idea. But anyway, haha, I've done it. So we didn't lose all of our progress. We don't have to start all the way back at the start of the game. And so now we are already in the future. What is it? I feel like the volume gets reset too. Yeah, I guess the music of this level is just incredibly loud. Anyway. Back to the game. So, what do we have to do? So we've got a lot of different directions we can go in. I don't think we can go past that one box there. But we can definitely go down here. So we've got some characters doing some different things. So here we have our first new mechanic for a little while that's been introduced, and that is these rust mites. So basically the way these mites work is that any metal object that you push into them will get rusted, and depending on the state of the object at that time, different things will happen. So if it's a metal object, it turns into a rusty object, which has slightly different properties that we'll see as we go on further in the game. And if it's already rusty, then the mites will just disintegrate it. See, we have these floors that are breakaway floors as well. These pieces of junk you can't pass, yeah. So here, you know, I can rust that one piece, and then I can push this next one. Oh shit. Okay, you gotta go faster with those. I thought that those floors wouldn't break until like after you've walked on them, but you actually just have to go through it really fast. Oh, also if you just go next to the mites, they will eat it. But also I can step on them like that. Oh wait, this is no good. I've already screwed myself. I need to go around from the other side on that one. Shit. Yeah, I actually don't like how these floors work. I think the floors should just only break after you step off of them, rather than it being like a time thing, just because the way this game works, like, I just feel like it works better in, as a sort of like turn-based game, even though like there's stuff that's animated on it or whatever. Sorry, I'm wasting steps here. The easiest thing here is probably just to push this down and then just go over from this side. So, is there anything else I can do there? No, not really. Oh, what's these other papers I could read? So yes, these mites are a going concern. Doesn't say anything, so what do we want to do here? We've got 2 things that have to be covered. We've got a pusher robot. I don't know why he's not moving. But yeah, if we just push this across, you'll see we get these different things going on. Or there's probably actually a better way to do this than I did it, but why does this guy not work? Restart this. Wonder if I can. Oh, so a moving barrel will just kill the shit out of them. Yeah, so what I wanted to do was, I guess this doesn't really matter. We can just go like that, and then push it over here. There's probably a way to do this with fewer moves, but I don't think it's that important. Oh, I forgot to read the little screen names as well. As I pointed out before, since this is a game made by a European guy, it has the European little habit of when you have single screen games, you have these little names to each of the screens. It's like this one is called Loner, probably because of the lone cockroach that is on the screen. Oh, and here we have another mechanic, the cockroaches. So cockroaches, there's a bunch of different kinds of them, but as they're first introduced, there's just this one. So they will always flee from you until you back them into a corner, and then if you stay near them for more than a turn while they're backed into a corner, they'll bite you. I actually don't need that candy bar. Oh, but I do need the crate, so I am just gonna have to kill this guy. Yeah, so if I sit here, yeah. So if I attack him, he attacks me back, and it takes 2 attacks to kill him. Just use one of these, pick up the other one. Here we have the crowbar. I think if you have a crowbar, you can do 2 damage to them on one shot, so you can kill them without taking damage. There's other kinds of cockroaches that you meet later on that have different kinds of behaviors. But what's interesting about these guys is that they're interesting in that they move on their own, but then also, they kind of fit into, so like in earlier levels that we were playing, there's always the problem of a box or a barrel being an obstruction to some other box or barrel that you're pushing, because there's only so much space in a level because of, the walls and other clutter and stuff like that. And so the cockroaches are kind of a natural extension, where they have a more direct, like, sort of danger to them, where it's not just the problem of, them being pushed into the wrong position that you then can't move them from. It's also the fact that just like there's no way to get around them without damaging yourself, unless you can hit them with other things, as we'll see here. Also, I think their sprites are really nice. They're really cute. For cockroaches, anyway. So I'm gonna go up here. Also, yeah, the use of like the breaky floors to like create like one-time passable spots is kind of cool. Oh, okay, so here's one of the behaviors of the cockroaches. If two of them are adjacent to each other, they get braver and they will just attack you on any turn. So like this guy over here, he's by himself. I can sit here and like stand in front of him and he's not gonna bite me. It's only if I attack him that he's gonna bite me. Whereas these guys over here, because they're next to each other, now they're aggressive as soon as I step onto the square. So what do I actually want to do with this guy? I think I want to not push him. Is there any way to get rid of him? Hold on. So he's there, he's there. There's not really anything to like knock into him or anything. But I think I definitely don't want them to be next to each other. But I don't think there's any way to get around this guy without just taking a damage. Maybe I get my health back later or something. But I think there's like hold on. Bucket wooden crate. Get them out for a little while. I could always use my trusty crowbar. Yeah, so the crowbar allows me to kill them without getting damaged, but I feel like yeah, don't take any damage, but I've taken 2 damage, so I definitely didn't do that one. But I'm just trying to figure out how you would do this level without getting hit, because I don't know how you would move that guy out of the way. Oh, maybe by coming from like this side or something. Yeah, but he's always gonna be in the way. Like I can't go around here. Oh, he does move out of the way though, so that's good. So you can see in the sort of the narrative sort of messages that we get, we're getting more and more of a picture of the sort of like apocalypse that's kind of befallen the world. And you maybe noticed that in the last video that whenever it gets to those screens that shows you like the outside shot at the top of the screen, in the early, like when you first start playing the game, it's very like green and nice, like forest outside of the warehouse. But then once you go into stasis that first time, now it looks all kind of like polluted and kind of yellow and kind of gross. And then now if you see it, it looks like ruins and like falling apart and decay and that kind of thing. Yeah, so this definitely works because I can just walk down here, I can grab the crowbar, and then I can kill these guys whenever I want. Now the crowbar, I can't remember if it breaks after a certain amount of uses or something. Looks like you can't kill that robot. Oh shit, I didn't want to push him there actually. I wanted to go around the side. So hold on, we almost did this one right. So go up here, go up here so he doesn't go next to him. And down here, push him onto there. So this is actually good because it allows us to go back if we want to, but I actually don't want to. So we kill him. Kill this guy. What opens that other door though? Oh, I need some kind of key card that I don't have yet. I get it. Okay, so whatever. I've got my crowbar now though. Now the crowbar allows me to get further here because it allows me to break wood things. So if something is rusty, or if it's made out of wood, I can break it with the crowbar. Very similar to Half-Life. A lot of this game takes clear inspirations from Half-Life. So here we get a very obvious tutorial thing. Oops. Oh shit, that's not gonna work. I need to get the other one out too. Hold on. I'm going to kill this guy. I'm going to smash this corner. So these large boxes are interesting mechanically in that you can break little sections of them, which allows them to fit into certain things. So that's going to kill him. So now I can kill each of these guys without getting hit. That's the other thing, is you can use the cockroaches to do stuff for you too. Oh shit! I meant to not go near the roaches because they break my crowbar. Because my crowbar is a rusty crowbar. So if I go near mites, it breaks it. So I don't want that to happen. Oh shit! Moved in the wrong square. Alright, here we go. So now I'm gonna push that guy there. Push that guy there. Kill him. Oh, actually, you know what? I can actually use that guy, maybe. So I'm trying to think of how I can kill these mites. Because that definitely works, but then how do I get it to the other side, you know? I can't get over there without these guys hitting me. Here, hold on. I'm sure there's a way I can get through this without losing my crowbar. If I hit this, does that hurt me? Yeah, it does. So I think I actually want to not kill all of these cockroaches. In fact, I think I actually want to kill almost none of them. I think I just want to do that. I think that's maybe the only one I actually want to break. So that allows me to do that in less steps, which is good. The question becomes, what do I want to do with this guy? I guess I don't need that so much. The problem is, how do I get rid of those guys? So I can put that on there, but then it's like, what the heck am I going to do with this thing? Because we still have all those other mites. And I don't really have anything to throw at them. It might just be a case of my crowbar just has to get broken. Anyway, as far as this goes, I can just break that, and then I can push this all the way out. But I was just hoping there was some way that I could kill those mites and keep my crowbar. Yeah. Well, let's see. So I've got a hazmat suit now. That protects me from the poison for a bit. How the heck do I get around here now? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Just push this, and then just knock it in the pit. I wonder how long the hazmat suit lasts. Maybe it's indefinite. I don't I had my crowbar, I could at least kill these guys relatively quickly. Yeah, it's not gonna do much for me. Not much I can do about that, I guess. Pretty sure I'm gonna kill those guys. This will block damage, which is good. Oops. Careful. But, yeah, it's always gonna hurt me though. I think I can only block one guy at a time. Yeah. That's those two down. See if I had the crowbar. I could break that, then I could get through here. No. Just wasting steps. What is this thing? It doesn't say. Yeah, so I need the hazmat suit to get that, so I need to be able to get through without having my hazmat suit. Giant bugs. Oh shit. So she was up in space. Survived, but I took a bunch of damage. Oh, I didn't get all the items either. Right, because I didn't have the hazmat suit. So I did alright, but I didn't get any of the achievements. So I might want to actually retry this and try to get the achievements. But I think that is it for the demo. Yeah, so that's the entirety of the demo. So, what he did during the Kickstarter that was interesting to me was he would actually do a challenge level every week. Like every Monday, it would come out. And then if you had the demo, it would download the challenge level for that week during the Kickstarter. And then you could play, and there was an online leaderboard, which was really cool because it really exposed to me just how deep a lot of the mechanics and a lot of the puzzles in this game actually are. Because when you're playing single player, it's like, you know, I'm going to try to beat a level, you know, I'm going to try to figure out some solution for it or something like that. And that's fine, and then, you know, in the single player game he's got like these achievements and stuff like that now. Originally the demo didn't have any of those achievements. All it had was just you had to collect all of the punch cards and the data discs and stuff like that. But these other achievements sort of force you to have to think of things in new ways. But what the challenge levels during the Kickstarter really did was you would you would try to beat the challenge level, you would finally beat it, and then you would like try it again and try to get like a better. You try to do like an optimal solution because like I would always just play it and just like try to figure out how to beat it, and then I would try to figure out okay how few steps can I do like my solution in, and then you'd be pretty happy with that, and then you would look at the leaderboards and say it took me like 35 steps or something like that to beat the challenge level, and then when I tried to do it faster I'd get down to like 28 or something like that. You would look at the leaderboard and somebody would have beaten the level in like 10 steps or something like that. Something where it wasn't just optimization, it's like they had a completely different way of beating the level that you just like never conceived of because it was like a way where you had to really sit there and explore like every possibility to get it. And just the discrepancy, and it would happen every week. Like it would always happen. Like somebody would beat some level in like something crazy, like 8 steps or something like that. One of the challenge levels, if it was like a very small level, and it's like everybody else would be like over 10, and it would be like this race to figure out like how did he do it? Like how do I get to below 10 steps on this level, right? And everybody would be like racking their brains, like I'd try to do the level and I'd get like 20 and then there'd be other people with like 15 and 12 and they'd think that they were real like that they were the hot shots, but then you'd see some guy and he just had like 8 and then everybody else would just be like, oh shit, like there's some crazy thing that we're missing in terms of like how fast you can actually play this level. So it was really interesting because it was sort of a cool thing to just be able to like log into the game on a weekly basis, like a little single player game like this. Like a lot of these things, now we have like a lot of multiplayer games like, Dota or League or whatever, or Warzone or whatever. And it's like people kind of expect there to be updates, like people expect there to be new content all the time. But for like a little indie game like this, I thought it was just such an interesting thing to do during the Kickstarter to sort of like keep people excited and keep there being a reason to post outside of just like updating people on like how the Kickstarter's doing or whatever, or like trying to beg people for money. It was so neat to actually be able to like offer content every week and have a real fun thing for people that enjoyed the game where you had these little challenge levels and you got to sort of see how good am I actually at the game, because at the time like this was a brand new game, like it wasn't even a game yet. It still isn't really a game, right? Like it still hasn't really been properly released. So it was just such an interesting little experience that I don't think I've ever really had something with that kind of structure to it with another game and with another release. And it really came down to it having a Kickstarter like this, but it's something that I want to think about for a little bit to see if it's a sort of structure that would make sense to put into other games at other times, like whether it's just something that you did, once a month or something, or on like a game that was released for like maybe like the first year it was out or something like that, or something like that. I don't know, just something to kind of give a bit of life to even something that is like ostensibly just meant to be like a little single player game that you just kind of play once. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely an interesting thing to think about. But yeah, I think I might do one more play of this just to see if we can get any of the achievements. Because I really botched it this time, not getting a single one of the achievements. Mostly because I didn't even read them, so I didn't even know what I was going for. But yeah, we'll see if we can figure them out. We'll see if we can figure out how to get past those roaches without getting your hazmat suit ripped. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see if we can do something with it, because I'm sure there's probably some way that you can kill them with like the radioactive container or whatever, that I was probably just missing, and then that would allow you to get past them without getting your suit ripped. Because if you can get all the way to the end without your suit being ripped, you could probably grab that last data thing. I mean, I had enough health and enough consumables. I probably could have just gone and grabbed it anyway, and just kept like sort of eating the protein bars or whatever to survive. Because I had like two of them. Oh, also I had a cap that would have removed um, the waste, like the radioactive waste or whatever. I didn't try using that. A common gamer mistake. You forget about your consumables. So anyway, I'll probably try that next time I play this. I might play it on Monday, or wait, it's Monday today, isn't it? Yeah, it's already Monday. Never mind. Tuesday, Wednesday, or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, until next time, though. Ciao, anybody who watches this in the interim.